Hello, my name is Ben. I'm going to be presenting some visualizations from a chess player's dataset using the Tulip software. This work is a part of course workload for the costume data analytics and visualization in the Masters of Science in Computer Science at the Macquarie University. So to begin with, this is our dataset. So in each dataset, we have a player, their birthplace, the number of games that they played, as number of participations, and then their ranking, their highest ranking throughout the game history. And on top of that, we have the status. The status too, which is color coded green here, implies that this person has been a world champion before. Then the status one implies that this person has reached the finals but has never been a world champion. And then zero, which is coded red, implies that this person has never been on a final. So to begin with, this is the visualization we have. It's a multi-level embedded network graph that sort of represents the connections between the different players. So again, the green represents those people, excuse me, that have been world champions before, and then the yellow represents those that have reached the finals but have never won the game, and then the red are those that have never been to the finals. So we can see that at the highest level, where we have the greens, and then the second level is the one where we have the yellow ones, which are the ones that have reached the finals but never won. And at the lowest level, we have those that have never been to any final whatsoever. And we can see that those that on the highest level, we have the most connections and sort of those players that have been world champions have relatively played more games and they've been linked to they have links to other nodes more than compared to the other two groups. Then we have some kind of scatter plot to show us how the peak rating varies with the number of participations. And at first glance, we can see that we sort of have like two clusters: this yellow one, the red one, and then the green one on a high level. And the quickest intuition is that those people that the green ones, again, the ones that have been world champions before, are generally having a relatively high peak rating compared to the rest, and they generally played more games. Like their cluster sort of tends to the right hand side, and then those that have not made it to the finals, you see majority of them are at level one. Like they have had only one participation. We do have some, and in between here, we do have those people that have reached the finals but have never won. But again, you can see that they relatively have, they generally have a higher participation rate than those uh, that have never made it to the finals. If you check the average, and they also have a higher peak value compared to those that have never made it to the finals. So I go ahead to sort of place each node on a geographical representation. So we can see that most of the players actually come from Europe. And we have a few players in Asia and North America and South America. And to take you back real quick, you can see that one of there's some sort of exceptional case. This guy here, he has won the competition despite having very few participations. So he or she has appeared 3 times, but has managed to win the competition in the 3 times, which is unusual because you see those people that won the competitions relatively have a higher number of participations. So if we're to look for that guy, that guy comes from North America. Can you see green and gray right here? So it's the only guy that has won the competition in only 3 participations. Then we have a self-organizing map here, sort of establishes a few clusters. So we can see here that, for example, there's a cluster here. There's a lot of information we can draw from this, but due to time, I'll just talk about one of the clusters, this cluster right here. So we see that in here, majority of the people are actually have an average number of participation, average to, and then a few people with with peak number of participations like 8 to 10. And then if you take that cluster to status, we can see that yeah, most of those people are probably, since it's yellow, here we have one status. So most of those people are probably made it to the finals, but uh, they haven't won the competition, which explains this yellow in the status. And then these greens imply that they the few that have played more game, rather have participated more, have actually gone ahead to win in this cluster. And if you bring it here again, we can see that the pick rate is quite average for this cluster. And surprisingly, these people here in the cluster have a higher pick rate, despite having had less participations. And also maybe we do have some greens here, so maybe these greens that represent the guys that have won the competition sort of raise the pick rating in this area. And then lastly, we have the adjacency matrix, which sort of gives us some sort of relationships between maybe more like a representation of the games played between a player and every other player in the data set. So maybe a quick insight we can generate. You can see the green ones. Again, remember the green ones are the ones that have won the competition. We expect that there are not very many games between the winners of the competitions and other winners. So for starters, you can see we have a 0 here, meaning this winner has never played with this winner, with himself. Sorry, with this winner. And then the next winner is also no game between the two. Then if we can move on to this winner, sliding up until this point, again, you see that there's no game between them. And then next, so there's a game between this winner up here and this winner here. Yeah, but for the majority of the games, we see that majority of the matches show that the two winners rarely have a game played together. And most of the games played between the winners and other players are games between those people that that have either not won or that have not made it to the final at all. And then if you inspect the relationships between the people that have made it to the final and never won, you find that there will be always a link between this person at the final but lost and the person that actually won a final. Like for example here, this guy has played a game with this winner, so probably this guy beat this guy in order to win that tournament. So that wraps up some of the visualization. In case you're interested in exploring it yourself, I have a link down in the description. Thank you.